and it sits there, and one of the things, if the glycocalyx actually can stop viruses getting into cells, it can block them from getting into cells. So people who have damaged glycocalyx are more likely to have viral infections. So diabetes damages your glycocalyx, and diabetes increases your risk of COVID, and it all adds together. But they never heard of the glycocalyx. I mean, like almost everything about the endothelial cell, they were thought to be like wall tiles or something initially. They just sat there and kind of acted as a barrier, and that was it. They're probably, in fact, they're probably the most complicated cells in your body.
Right.
And they just, this idea that they would just, oh, look, here comes an LDL molecule. Well, I tell you what, I'll just let it go straight through me and into the artery wall. Or I tell you what, I'll just let it go straight past me and another cell and into the artery wall. And I'm only going to do this in certain parts of the artery wall because why? Huge sums of money. I mean, you lower cholesterol.
That's right.
Statins have made $1 trillion possibly with profit. There's new cholesterol lowering, LDL lowering agents coming out all the time, and they get promoted hugely. And then there's the entire low fat, saturated fat industry that make more trillions by selling rubbish, low fat, high carb foods to people and make vast sums of money out of it. So there's definitely that. Anyway, you eat too much saturated fat, and it's gunky stuff.
Clogs up your arteries.
Gunky stuff gets into your bloodstream and gunks up your arteries.
Yeah. In
some gunky way that actually makes no scientific sense whatsoever. It does not mean. I mean, I'll tell you what happens when you eat saturated fat or any fat. It goes into your, obviously, into your small bowel. Bile, which is cholesterol, comes and links to it, otherwise the body can't absorb it. The bile links to the fats, it's absorbed into your small bowel. It's put into a really big lipoprotein called a chylomicron, which is maybe the size of a beach ball if an LDL is the size of a tennis ball. This then is delivered straight into your bloodstream through a thing called the thoracic duct. And the thoracic, then it goes around the body, losing all the fat. And then it shrinks down and down and down and down and down until it becomes about the size of an LDL molecule, at which point it's absorbed into the liver, broken down, and it's gone. That's what happens to fat. It's really simple, right? And that has nothing to do. It's like, where's the connection with LDL there? There isn't any. Yeah, you're right. There isn't any. There is no connection whatsoever. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the LDL. So how is VLDL made? Well, if you eat carbohydrates, they are transported directly into your liver, right? All of them. They are turned in basically into fructose and glucose, just about entirely. Simple sugars. They go into your liver, and if your liver is full of fructose, is then turned into glucose because your body doesn't like fructose very much. Once your liver is full of glucose, it turns it into glycogen, which is just lots of glucose molecules all stuck together, a bit like starch. And once your liver is full of glucose and glycogen and it can't take any more, it says, what am I going to do with it? And what it does with it is it turns it into fat. Right. It transfers it into fat and it makes it into fat. It's called lipogenesis. Lipofatogenesis to create. Lipogenesis comes from sugars. Sugar. So if you eat carbohydrate, it goes into your liver, and once your liver is full and once your muscles are full, and you can store about 1,500 calories that way, ish. At that point, your body has no choice. It turns it all into fat, all right? And it turns it into fat and it sticks it into a VLDL molecule along with cholesterol and pops it out. And then the fat in the VLDL is got rid of until it turns into an LDL. And then once 99% of LDL is just reabsorbed into the liver, where it's broken down and reutilized again. So you say, well, what makes VLDL go up? Well, what makes VLDL go up is eating too many carbohydrates.